Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and today we've got a call out. This one's not an emergency, but if you saw the most recent day in the life video, this was one of the vehicles that we diagnosed where it had a misfire on cylinder 6. We swapped coils, spark plugs, and then he was going to look at it himself and decide if he wanted to do that. Well, he decided, hey, he wasn't even going to look at it himself. We were going to go back up there and finish the diagnosis. When that's the case, I don't charge the diagnosis until it's all done with. So with people that I know, if I didn't know him, then it would be a different story. But his parents are friends of my parents, so there's no worry in leaving that unattended for a few weeks. So anyways, we went back there, scanned the check engine light, and it had developed random misfire. So I thought, man, it might be a vacuum leak, which I didn't hear last time. And sure enough, I paid closer attention. I could hear the faintest vacuum leak coming from underneath the intake manifold somewhere. So I've got an intake manifold gasket. I've got hoses. We're going to go up there. I've got 3 new spark plugs because to do the spark plugs on the back, it's a lot easier when you have the intake manifold removed. So while we have that out, we're just going to replace the spark plugs in the back. They'll be good for another 10 years. And I think he's planning on selling the vehicle anyways, and we're going to find that vacuum leak while we're under there. So we'll look for hoses that are cracked, replace dry rotted hoses, things like that, and the intake manifold gasket if it looks like it needs it. It is a multi-layered steel gasket, so it may not need that, but we have one just in case. So we'll head up there and get this job, this vacuum leak done, this diagnosis, and this job all done. So here we go. All right, so here we are. I know it's coming from right around here. I can hear it. It's idling pretty rough right now. So thing is, I can't pinpoint it. So again, we've got gasket over here. Probably not the issue. It's probably a hose tucked around that backside I can't see. So we're gonna pull the intake manifold and just replace hoses. Stuff looks dry rotted, so we'll just replace a lot of these vacuum hoses. All right, update. I've got everything taken out. It's been about 20 minutes, and there's quite a bit of what seemed to be leakage around this gasket here. It does have rubber on it. It was pretty dry rotted, and there was a bit of oil just leaking out all around here. So good indicator that that's leaking. I'll get this replaced, and I don't see any dry rotted vacuum hoses. I definitely believe the leak was coming from around here. So we've got the new gasket for it, but again, to do those spark plugs back there is quite the job. You have to remove the intake manifold, so we're going to go ahead and give them new spark plugs in the back while we're here. So I believe I know what happened here. I don't think these are reusable gaskets on the intake manifold, and it looks like this coil is new. Maybe out of a junkyard because it's got yellow marker on it. Let me pull it out and show you. Here it is. Again, it doesn't match any of the others. So most likely this was replaced at some point recently, and the gasket was reused, and it probably developed a vacuum leak because of that. So that spark plug may be new. They may have just replaced the coil as well, but we've got 3 new spark plugs. We're just going to give them new spark plugs. Don't worry about it in the future. Yeah, those are definitely old spark plugs, so that'll be good to get them replaced. That one's nice and old. And this one's new. I don't believe that's the right spark plug for it anyways. It needs to have a double platinum, and that doesn't look like a double platinum. Looks like just a conventional, so. Yeah, you can see the difference in the points there. The difference in the points. This one's pre-gapped as well, but yeah, I do believe that was the wrong spark plug for that. That may be one of the misfire issues. Somehow, I'm not quite sure how. I mean, I have no idea how, because I know I grabbed that gasket, but I didn't bring it with me. So I just ran over to AutoZone because it was quicker to go to the other AutoZone than to go back home and find that gasket. So this one, at least, I mean, the other one was just the gasket. This one has the upper gasket as well. So I'm not gonna do the throttle body because there's coolant in that. Well, that's why I left this part here, because of the coolant hoses. But I'm not gonna worry about that gasket. But I'll replace this one since I have it, and this one. All right, there we go. There's that new gasket. I don't know what I did with the old one anymore. I was about to show it to you, but basically the colored part there, that's all rubber. On the old one was just completely flat and dry rotted. So cool. We're going back together time. Well, I was just driving away and I realized I didn't even do an outro. I kind of got, when I lost the gasket on that job, a little like tunnel visioned. I forgot about filming. So at least I had the GoPro running overhead. You could see everything getting put back together. It doesn't have that misfire anymore. I didn't get a clip of it running, but it runs like a million times better. Just when I backed it up out of that spot, because it was pulled all the way up against the sidewalk. Just when I backed it up when I first got there, it was just boom, rumbling hard. And then when I pulled it back, smooth, nothing. So yeah, forgive me on that one, but it's running good. And thanks for watching. This is the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'll see you on the next episode. Right, well, here's that gasket. I left it in the big truck when I was grabbing my tool basket, so it is what it is.